All right. We are live. I'm gonna wait for a couple more views in here. Actually, I'm also gonna look at my phone to see if it's working. Wait a second here. We are live. Look at this. All right. Okay, one viewer. Yeah, might be me. My bad.
Turn phones on.
Right? Yeah, we'll let it kind of sink in here too, especially since it's that first one. Yeah, that's so funny. So funny. We got so excited. Like, oh man. I'm like, damn, it's me. It's me right now. Okay, two. It's not me. Y'all no. Okay, hello. And it should be all our jams. Right. Come on. Look at this. Okay. If you guys are popping in here, we're just, taking a look at the live right now, making sure that it's working. Okay, 5 of y'all. 5 of us. 5 of us. Thank you guys for popping in here. And right. Hey, before we kind of even jump into things, I didn't even know that once I made that thumbnail for this platform this software that I'm using, that it would create a Facebook event for this. I didn't know that. And so I saw that, and people started liking it. I was like, what are they like? What? You're like, notification. Yeah. I was like, dang. And then I saw that. So here we go. Okay, so look at this. Everybody just look at this. Seeing us. Look at that. Okay. Well, perfect. I know it is 7:05 here now. I'm actually gonna wait about 6 more minutes till like 7:10. Get it now. I'm gonna jump into things. And I want to make sure. Can you guys hear us? If anybody's watching, can you comment and see if you can hear us? Well, they can't hear us now. Nobody's ready. Y'all. Tuning in from? Yeah. Tweet. Yeah. You tuning in from? We'd love to know that. Okay. Hi, MT. We see you. We see Maya. We see Hyung. Oh, Maya said, hello, ladies, let's go. Women's Hmong Volleyball, much love. Awesome. So you can hear us, right? You guys can hear us. Let me. Someone say yes. Thumbs up. Can we get the thumbs up? Right. Whose vision is good?
Nah, me.
Can you just tell us if you can see us?
Yeah. Look, can you hear us? Okay.
Let's go. Oh, okay. Mine said lagging a little bit. On her. Okay. All right. She said yes. She can see and she can hear. Okay. Thank you, MC. We appreciate you. Okay, look at this. All right, 13. Awesome. So, damn, I know I said it was going to start at 7:10, but 7:05, but we got quite a couple people jumping in here. So, let's just go ahead and get started. Yeah? Sure. Awesome. All right. Well, hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Kim Yang, and I'm the creator and host of the Dig Deep live video series. And it is a platform to empower Hmong women athletes to share their stories and impact and influence existing athletes, but also future generations and future athletes, as well as keeping Hmong volleyball alive. Well, not just Hmong volleyball, but Hmong sports alive. I think that's a big thing. So today I'm super excited. As my first guest, I have asked the creators of the Summer Hmong Women's Volleyball League to join me on this first episode, and I'm just so grateful you guys, were able to make time to actually physically come here and have and be part of this podcast. I don't even know what it is. Podcast live series. I got the mic, so I might as well make it a podcast, right? But thank you so much for being part of this. It means a lot to me, and hopefully it will mean a lot to the viewers as well. But I do want to add that we are missing one member here. One very special member. Deborah and Paul. right? Let me know. Zach, she was supposed to join us today. Unfortunately, some things came up and she wasn't able to make it. But Zach, we just want to let you know that we really appreciate you. I mean, I know all the girls appreciate you, but Zach, you've done a lot for this league too, and I'm sure that you guys can speak on that. But did you wait? That's you or your eyes? No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, but Zach, we appreciate you. I know you couldn't be here with us, but we appreciate you. We wish you could be here with us, but again, just know that the things that you've done for the summer volleyball league doesn't go unnoticed, and we wish you were here. All right. So my guests here, can you guys introduce yourselves really quick before we get started? Just a name. You don't have to like say a fun fact. Okay. It is not.
All right, I'm Bang Shong.
I'm Ashley.
Gal, or some of you know me, Cheesy.
Cool. And that. But also, this live video series, I just want to make a disclaimer beforehand before we kind of jump into things. I would really like to imitate just a casual conversations between friends. I'd love to be able to do that on this live series here, right? It's not meant to make you guys feel as though you have to prepare something, make you feel as though you have to say something. I really want to highlight your stories, highlight the work that you guys have been doing with this volleyball league, and then feed off of the conversation with each other, right? This isn't just me questioning you guys, like drilling you like an interview, okay? This is a conversation between athletes that have a mutual commonality, which still happens to be Hmong volleyball, okay? So I want you to feel comfortable, confident, and guys, viewers, if you guys have questions that you definitely want to hear from them, your guests here, please feel free to drop them into the chat. All right, and I'll occasionally check on that. I do have kind of somewhat of a structure that I kind of want to lead with, but of course, I do want to let the girls speak, and I do want to highlight them and what they're doing in the Hmong volleyball community right now. Okay. Also, last thing, we are casually drinking here, but also keep in mind that we are adults. We're all adults. Yes. We're all adults here. We do not condone or encourage drinking of alcoholic beverages. But I thought since a conversation between good friends and a conversation that I think is much actually needed, and I've never actually drank with any of these ladies before. That's how we do it. So again, if you're watching this, we don't encourage drinking. So let's kind of just get started into it. So these are the creators of the Summer Hmong Women's Volleyball League here in Minnesota. All right, and I really just want to dive into how this league started and why. And don't all speak at once, but someone go ahead and start it off and also actually first before that, can you tell us what this league is? I think that's important for people that might be on stage.
Actually, you can start with what it is. You can talk about it.
You start. How it started.
Okay. All right. We'll start with how it started. Well, actually, Zach played in a co-ed league, which was a really fun volleyball league. It was called Drunken Friends and Family Volleyball. Yep. And so I was finally asked like years later to join it because we have some really awesome in-laws. Like, oh, you play volleyball? We have family that play volleyball in the league over the summer. You should check it out. So we were asked to play, and it was really fun. And then a drunken night, Zach and I were like, we should do a women's league. Like, that would be so fun. There's so many girls that are playing ball, or like, there's just not a lot of young girls anymore, but there's still a lot of older women that still play. So we're like, we should do it for fun. We talked about it for a long time but never did it. And then we finally were like, well, let's see what the interest would be. And so we kind of threw it out on the girls volleyball page for Minnesota. And we did get a lot of interest. So we're like, okay, we're doing this. And so kind of voluntold these two to join us. Yeah. So Zach and I, we have the experience from the other league, but Zach had a lot of the insight.
Yeah. Was that other league? Was it co-ed?
It was co-ed. Yeah. So Zach, I think she was part of that other league, like the planning and stuff. So we pretty much just copied and pasted. We give them a lot of credit. Shout out to Drunken Friends and Family League. They are literally like the best people we've met or I've met. And I was like, after my husband and I got married, we were like looking for things to do. We moved out on our own, and then we found like this group, like this really big group of like married people. We're like, oh, we have other friends who are married now. So yeah, so then we were able to do that together, and yeah, so that's how it all became what it is now. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think this whole league creates that platform from all skills players.
Yeah.
Right? From beginners to the veterans to experienced, skilled. And it's just an opportunity to give anyone who's not really familiar with the Hmong volleyball community, and sometimes it can be a little intimidating. If I'm just beginning, like I don't want to come out play with a skill experienced player. So it gives them that opportunity to come out and also experience and play with all different types of skills, because our league is like all skill types, and we try to mesh the teams with skill, like to beginners to medium to skill. And sorry if we don't do a great job sometimes. We try to, just to give them the experience and just to welcome them to the volleyball community so that they're not shy and come out, get to know everybody. So I feel like that's a great platform. The younger girls, it's great to introduce them and come out. So they're not so timid, because when I started, I was scared playing the veterans. I was like, I'm not.
But hold on, you gotta say that for your own individual.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, I think it's a great platform that we built. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that for now. Okay. I should add anything.
Well, the league welcomes people of all backgrounds and life. Like I said, we get children, 16 with permission, 16-year-old.
Yeah, we are serious about
All the
that.
way to veterans who don't play anymore. And then also it's really a safe and a competitive and non-competitive. Like I said, we encourage all people from different skills to participate, and it's really fun.
Okay.
And that's the whole idea of this, is that we get to celebrate ourselves for being women, and then having a space to have fun and to meet other people who share this passion of volleyball.
Yeah.
And part of the work that we do is we, put the teams together, and then we play once a week. So people, the girls will dedicate 2 to 3 hours per week to come out and play. We keep stats. We make sure everyone plays all the teams, and at the end we host this really fun big tournament where the teams will play, and then we get winners, and we have wonderful prizes. And this year, if anything, we have wonderful sponsors. We have C Beauty Minnesota who helped sponsor swag bags and prizes.
We have Tweed.
Yeah, and then we have Tweed who donated these wonderful cups with all the team names on them. And yes, hopefully you should. And so it's really just become a fun.
Dollar for them.
Oh yeah, and then Dollar for providing us a space. With that.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's definitely become a big part of the Hmong women's volleyball community. And we have a lot of fun hosting. We meet a lot of people, like I said, from young to old. So it's just a really fun and safe space for all of us to get.
I love that. I do want to know. I know it was initially kind of like you and Zach's idea, your and Zach's idea, right? What kind of brought you to these two? Like, why?
I needed someone loud.
Loud.
To keep people in line.
Okay.
If you want to
You need those people job.
And then I needed someone who was smart who could keep us in check.
Crucial. Yeah. That always sense now. Yeah. If you guys didn't know, I actually participated in this league last year. Well, I guess I did participate this year as a sub, because they do allow subs as well, right? But which I didn't even know existed last year.
Did you do it first year?
No. I didn't live here yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was last year when I moved here in June, and then, but I did see what you guys were doing. I was like, okay, so I'm originally from Wisconsin, but I'm kind of like a nomad. I lived in like Georgia, Indiana. Okay, that's really it. Georgia, Indiana, and then I moved to Minnesota. But when I was away, especially in Indiana, I have volleyball here, right? I've been playing volleyball here for a long time, even though I never lived here. And I saw the league, right? And this is just through other people that participated in the league, not from you guys directly. And I was like, man, I was sitting here by myself in Indiana. No, like, there might be a Hmong community there. But I don't know if there's a Hmong volleyball community there. And so I'm sitting there, and I was like, I really wish that, like, even when I lived in Wisconsin, that something like this existed, right? So I would watch through Facebook, through Instagram stories, whatever it may be. And then when I moved to Minnesota, you gotta believe I joined this league. You gotta believe it. Because there's nothing like this that exists. So I was in the first one, so I don't know how it went. The second one was a very enjoyable experience for me because I was like, I didn't know I just moved here. I mean, except for the people that I've already known through the volleyball community. And it really gave me an opportunity to meet new people. I mean, I think our first team name was like Team Jokers. It's really cool though. I think you guys forgot to mention this, is that you can actually participate in this league and request to be with a friend, maybe, right? Because, you know, I think sometimes you might not feel comfortable, especially as a beginner, or maybe a veteran just coming back into the game. You don't feel as comfortable joining by yourself, and so you can have a friend with you. And so that's exactly what we did. And then I was also able to meet so many other people, right? But what I did realize is that I didn't know the hosts. I only know you guys, well, those specifically because of hosts, right? But that's really it. And then occasionally you guys would post updates and stuff like that. Oh, I didn't know you guys were outside of that. And so I had a really good experience. And I've met a lot of people through that league. And I guess I kind of met even more people through this third year.
Yeah.
So as
a sub. Okay, so here's the thing: you don't even actually need to be a full-time player in order to experience this. You know, meeting new people, right? I did go up and set up my own.
you did almost like every week.
I see. I didn't pay $15 to go and set up my own net when I could have went to any other park to do that. But
Appreciate it.
Yeah, actually, because again, I posted it on a lot of my stories, like I told you guys. And a lot of girls from out of state, and guys too, they'd be like, "Oh, where you guys playing at?" Or, you know, what is this? So I'm like, "Well, it's a summer Hmong Women's Volleyball League," and they're just, "Wow, this just never knew existed, right?" And so that got me thinking. I'm like, a lot of people don't even realize what you guys have created here. But at the same time, I don't know if you guys even realize the impact of what you created here, right? And I think that's important to highlight here. And maybe a lot of people feel as though they don't know the hosts of this, right? Or they don't know the reason behind why it's created. And so I have a question here to you individually. I'm going to ask you this. Right? What does this Summer Hmong Women's Volleyball League mean to you? Like, why did you even say yes to helping answer that, right? But also, it takes
really on the spot.
Talk real raw. But why did you even say yes to it, right? Meaning, like, why did you think it was a good idea? Why did you think it was needed? But also, we're coming up in the third season that you guys just finished. You could have stopped at the first. You know what I'm saying? So why?
Why? I think for me, of course, actually, she can ask me anything and I'll do it. Support her. Jump on the bridge. I was volunteer, so that means I didn't have a choice, y'all. I'm just kidding. But you know, when she brought that to me, I was like, I didn't like have any second thoughts. I'm like, I'll do it. I thought it was a really great opportunity, program, league, and I'm glad I did because we just got on the third season, and I think it's a great opportunity for the Hmong woman, right? There's always co-ed or just men, right? There's barely any like Hmong women's league. Not that I know of, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first Hmong women's league in Minnesota. So I was like, heck yeah, I'll help you. I'll do it. You know, let's see how this first year goes. And man, here we are 3 years late. Every year we're like, we're done. There's so much work and time. But you know, we can't stop because of the audience, our community, and the players. You know, it's created something really big. So I'm happy. So thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks for saying yes.
There's to the side. Yeah.
It was immediate yes.
Yeah. Like heck yeah, make it work somehow.
Yeah.
We're all busy, but we make it work. And man, it's like on my calendar. Like I got to do that. I don't care what I'm doing on Wednesday, Thursday days. I'm there. I gotta be there at 6 o'clock. Yeah. I'm honored to be asked and be part of this commissioner team. So
Thanks for sharing.
yeah. Well, what about you?
You could have said no twice, I guess.
Well, for those of you who don't know, actually, I'm my sister-in-law.
Yeah. Didn't know.
Oh,
No, I didn't know.
Sister.
Yeah.
So I married Ashley's older brother Brandon. So we're in-laws, and when I first heard about it, I thought it would be interesting to see it come to fruition because I really didn't know what I was signing myself up for. I was like, let me be a good in-law and help me struggle. Well, that too. But also, like I said, everyone who's participated in this league, I think, has a passion for volleyball. Whether you're a competitive player or you're not competitive, we call it park players or whatever. But basically, we all enjoy playing volleyball. And so, initially, like I said, I didn't know what I was signing myself up for, but I knew that I would have liked to participate myself, in which that's what we did every year. We tried to. We also participate in it ourselves. I talk about this later, but I don't play competitive volleyball. I do play here and there, small tournaments. I'm really just a park player, and so I thought the league would be a good space for those of us who don't have teams. Go out to open gyms, and you have to count and weight your count. I thought this was a good low commitment for myself. Someone who's not out there but would have a space where I could be on a team, come every week to play. And so I think what keeps me coming back every year is exactly that, is that we get to meet people, get to play volleyball, which we all enjoy, make new friends, and then I don't know, some summers I'm really dedicated. I want to improve my skills, and then some summers I'm like, I'm here just have fun and get away from marriage, my husband, whatever.
Yes.
We all use a league.
Yeah, but he does follow me to every year.
Yeah.
I love that. Were there any specific challenges that you guys encountered, especially? I mean, I know this is the third season, but what about this year specifically? Or no, let me change the question. What about out of the 3 years? What has been probably the most challenging thing that you guys have had to deal with or encounter? As you guys are either putting this thing together or maybe even during the week. Anything that really stands out to you guys that was a challenge that you guys had?
I think for me, it was when we were putting teams together.
Yeah.
Like some years we'd have a lot of non-competitive players, and then not enough competitive players to balance the team. Or like one summer we had a lot of competitive players and not a lot of non-competitive players. So then at the end of the season, people were like, "Oh, the teams are not fair. Like there's too many good people on one team, and like it's not fun for us. We keep losing." I'm like, "This is just for fun, guys. Like we're here to meet people." And like at the end of the day, like it's for a good time, and like you get to make friends with your teammates you have. Like you, even if you are competitive, but you don't play on a competitive level, it's like where else do you get to play like this? Like this.
Yeah, I get
it. Yeah. So I think that was my biggest like challenge through the years. It's like, finding the right balance for the teams, because we don't want anyone to feel like, oh, you're purposely putting these good people together so that they'll win or dominate. I'm like, we're not even thinking about that. We just want to make sure, and the way we are doing it is like, we're just like, we play competitive, and we're like, oh, we've seen these girls that tournament, and like, we've seen them on teams, like they play pretty competitive, and then people that we've never seen before, but we ask around, like, have you seen this person play? Like, are they pretty competitive? Or we'll see them posting, we see them open gyms, like. Even if we don't really know each other, we all see each other,
No, y'all know that.
So,
Yeah. We really don't.
yeah, we're really trying to just to
It's basically kind of what you think is their competitive level compared to kind of like what maybe they think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I can definitely see that as being a challenge.
Yeah.
Right? But I think, like, I can't speak for all years, just here. Like, I mean, I think it's worked out very well. But I think more importantly than that, you're right. It does allow you to meet people.
Yeah.
Right? Just because that person might not be at the competitive level that you might be in your industry, doesn't make them a bad person, right? Like this was an opportunity for you to meet that person.
Yeah.
And to this day, I still see the girls that I was part of the league with last year, and I'm like, we was on the same team. We was together at ABs, you know? And so it's really cool, honestly, because I would have never even met those girls.
Yeah,
With
true.
the-
That's like the nice thing about it, because we brought a lot of like veterans, like I'm telling you, like champions.
Did you guys ask them?
We didn't. I would say Zach had a lot of star power, you know. So she brought in a lot of like key veteran players, and it was really awesome because like when like they're not playing competitive anymore. So when else would you have got to play with them?
That's very true.
Yeah, like I want to give a big shout out to Jane. She was a sub, but she literally was like on point every week, like I'm subbing. And she is, a really great setter. She played with Divine, and yeah, I got to play with her one time, and I was like, I'm so happy. Like I didn't get to play with her when I was
Right?
playing.
Create that.
Yeah,
opportunity.
yeah. I have some girls here. Oh my god, thank you for playing, putting me with this player. Like I always wanted to play with her. Like she's my idol. Yeah, so I love that. It's really fun. We get a lot of like
I bet that's
help
so
from that.
cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, yeah, that's like one of the perks of this league.
Personally.
Yeah.
But also a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's that. It's just trying to balance out the team, and trust me, you guys, it's hard, and we really do try to balance the team. We really do.
So you say that's not one of the challenges. So yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? You agree?
Yeah, I would agree. I think with any program or activity, there's always challenges. But with challenges comes opportunities.
Of
course.
Where we'll be in the next coming years, and we'll have stuff figured out so that we can reduce some of those challenges for ourselves and for people who want to play. I would say one of the challenges as a Hmong women athlete, which what the segment's all about. As a host, I thought it was really challenging to commit to being a host and playing all the other different roles that we have, wearing all the different hats.
Yeah.
So what other hats do you see?
One, marriage. If you're a mother, not yet, but Ashley, Bay, Zach, they're all mothers. They have kids who participate in other activities. All these different titles that we have. And yet we are able to, not just us, but all the participants,
Right?
we're able to dedicate one day out of our week to play volleyball for ourselves. We're trying to have fun. We're also trying to play volleyball. But at the same time, we're all trying to figure out babysitting needs, what to do with our husbands, okay?
What am I gonna do with my husband?
Yeah, so I felt like that was a really big challenge, not just for us, but like I said, for our players too. Yeah, for all us women. And so I would say that was a hidden challenge that I think everyone kind of experiences.
Kind of like an unspoken.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, but I think it was a good challenge because, like I said, it was always nice to get together. This year especially, we played through heat waves. We played through a rainstorm, and so I think that just shows
dangerous.
Yeah. So that just shows, like I said, we're committed, but we love volleyball, and we really want to just dedicate one day of our week to do something we all love. And so I would say that was one of the biggest unspoken challenge that we had in this league.
Thank you for sharing that. I mean, I definitely agree. That seems like a very big challenge that you guys did, and you're kind of putting this teams together, right? Actually, real quick, can you actually explain that process? So if someone signs up for this league, do they have to, provide anything for you guys? Do they have to, what are the steps? Could you explain that for me really quick?
Well, I mean, we do ask people if they want to request somebody.
Okay.
That also helps with the process.
Right.
And then they usually just ask like their friends too. And then we're like, okay, well, we don't want anyone to have to like, give themselves like, or, say, oh yeah, I'm like level AA or I'm B or, I'm really competitive or I suck. Like we don't want them to do that. So we're just like, okay.
Yeah, there is no like system for us
Yeah.
to go by. And even though we throw out terms like beginner and competitive, non-competitive, I think when we put players into teams, we really think of them as school player and look at personalities, make sure, you know, everyone understands that, you know, they're going to be playing with non-competitive, beginner. And then I think every year we've also considered, you know, are you a setter? What are your setting capabilities?
Yeah. As a setter, they like go.
We might have to rethink. I'm kidding.
They just laughing at me. I'm kidding. Everybody laughing at me about
Yes,
this.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot.
I mean, that's huge though.
It is.
Because if you go on a setter, it's
essential.
just very hard, right? But also, I think it's a good opportunity for people that might be thinking about setting, right? And be like, well, I'm trying to train for it, you know, this is.
On the court.
I see you said how you. It's about that time too. We about to hit that time.
Exactly.
Just set now.
Exactly.
Just set now. But yeah, I think it's a good opportunity for upcoming setters, for people that have been at least interested in setting, to come and do it. You know what I mean? Because it's like there's like really low risk, and it's like you don't have to be amazing. You don't have to, you know, well, that's true. You just don't have to be amazing. That's true.
Yeah.
You just don't, and you can come here. It's an open space.
Yeah.
To participate, and so if there's any position that you want to try for, like this is a good opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
Like I vouch for that as a person that has been part of this group. I vouch for that.
Oh yeah, and our referee's not like Olympics, you know. Like if you try to set and you don't know if you're a good setter, we're not gonna call you triple doubles
I feel like you're looking at me.
on top of you.
Oh, this is a good opportunity to run, right? To learn.
Yes,
Especially
exactly.
for tournaments,
Yes,
right?
everybody is roughing. You don't need to have any experience, and you know I feel like all teams are pretty good about the refs, you know, and I think it's a good also platform to just teach the ref too. If you don't know about something, maybe just like, hey, you know, like, we don't really call some stuff because we're all different skill level players, and the refs are not like Olympics refs. So we're all learning together. So thank you for everybody's patience on that. We're roughing and playing. So we appreciate that.
Okay.
Because sometimes, you know, like if you're not skilled, you don't want to ref at real tournaments.
Yeah, you're a little intimidated.
Yeah, because you're afraid. But this is a good opportunity to learn.
Right. I think this is a really good first step for people that maybe are just getting introduced into Hmong volleyball, or maybe veterans that are coming back into it.
Yeah.
To kind of really ease their way back in, right? And maybe it'll even inspire them to start playing tournaments again.
Yeah.
So please,
Yeah.
we need more of this.
After the first season, I know a lot of people who were not playing for like years. They came back from playing tournaments all summer.
I love that.
I love that too.
Man,
It was really fun to see.
that's so cool. I think that's really cool. I forgot what I was going to ask before, because we kind of went on topic.
I do want to say thank you to our food vendors
That's true.
for
yeah,
being
yes.
there
Meeting us.
every week.
We didn't have dinner plans.
Right. This is the opportunity. Like those Wednesdays, I am not cooking because I'm getting feel
Hey, look,
this food.
I know that there's key players that are just like, well, they got food.
Yeah.
Allow me to make
Yeah.
food.
Yeah. So thank you to Hangirl for being there with us from day one.
Ching
The
sisters.
Jane sisters, Tia was there for the first couple of years.
Yeah.
Not this
Yeah,
year, we're busy. A couple of the food trucks that came out.
That was Yum Yum food
Yeah.
truck.
Made appearances.
How'd you guys do that? How'd you guys get to vendors?
Well, Handy Rose. You can
So
talk about
Hank Rose is family to me. So I kind of like, hey, would you guys be interested? Yeah. Shout out to Hank Rose for being there. And they committed.
You talk about like the whole
Every-
the whole week. I mean, I know
Weekly, yeah, the whole summer league and since the first season.
Yep.
I was like,
hey, Hangry Rose.
yeah, so I'm like, for y'all come for okay, shoot, you know? Because I think
Was it like, okay, the first day they did it, and they were just like, hey, so when is summer league gonna start? Because we trying to come back. Was it kind of like that?
so the second year thing where they're like, do you guys think you guys to do it again next year? So let us know, okay? So, okay, yeah, I'll let you know. We haven't really cemented any plans.
Right.
So as soon as we do, I'll let you know. And then this year is like, hey,
Yeah.
are you guys on board again? Like, let us know when. Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Hanging Rose.
Yeah.
All right. What about the other?
There was Yum Yum trucking one time.
Yeah.
I think it was Chain Sisters this year.
Yeah.
Because the Chain Sisters, they were really, kind to let us use their facilities this year at Northville Rec. to make sure people had access to an indoor bathroom, which was really nice and awesome for like the mamas with their kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Apartments with where I had this year,
Yes.
and we had one quart pipe, okay?
Yeah. And then with Northdale also, when it got dark, they would turn the field lights on and
That's huge.
continue our games when it got
And the
dark.
grass is nice.
It is nice, yeah.
It's huge.
Maybe not so nice anymore, but
That's true.
Yeah.
But, okay, so Shake Sisters, Yum Yum, and that's all.
And then Dia and them were with us for
yeah,
the first couple years.
they did pop-ups.
Yeah.
They were league members.
Okay.
And they were all actually in that co-ed league I was in before too, Drunken Family Friends League, yeah. So they did like pop-ups here and there, and there were other food trucks that came this year. I can't remember the name of them.
Yeah, there was like a
I think there was
dessert.
Sweet Dairy.
Yes.
And that was actually a league member reached out to us and was like, oh, my friend has a food truck that she just
Yeah.
started, and she come and so I was like, oh yeah, that's fine, go ahead.
Yeah.
But then it's just the problem was parking. That's all. Like you had to be there early or else you had to walk a mile.
That's crazy though. Literally someone that was playing in your league wanted it turned into an opportunity for someone that they know to come and be a part of it, right?
That's for both food trucks. So.
Yeah. But then also you guys mentioned the people that actually helped with maybe surprises or
Oh yeah.
Yes. Sea Beauty and Twee.
Yeah. C and Twee are also league members. And C, she's a really good friend of ours too. And she is like, she just started her business going up in 2 years now. I think she just posted today. And so she is doing really well. She's like, I'm gonna get back to my community. Like, oh, let's just sponsor you the prizes for the end of the season tournament. And we're like, that's so nice of you.
right.
Yeah, and then Twee is like the greatest person of all time. She's like, didn't even say like anything. She's just like, oh, I made stuff for every single member of this league.
Yes.
For the end of the season. Yeah. Oh, I love this. I was like, you guys are the best. Like, it's awesome.
Like we had no idea what it was.
Yeah, we didn't. She was just
Until the day of the end of the year tournament.
And this is just she was just like, I got something for you here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just like picking up wind of this league, and like we have had people like say like, oh, I would love to be part of this league, not directly, but I would love to help you guys. Yeah. We've gotten like offers like that, which is really nice. I'm glad people are hearing about us and like interested in participating, even if it's not directly in the league. That's really cool. Like it's a different opportunity.
Has it hit you guys that what you guys are doing is impacting so many people? That people that don't even play or are a part of this league want to be a part of it some way, somehow, because of what you guys are doing.
Yeah. I think this year has really hit us a lot.
Yeah, a lot more than the others.
Yes, it's made a lot of noise and it started to connect to us in good ways. And then, we have a couple people who, have reached out and want to sponsor in the future. So I'm like, really? Like, for real?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it is like, what? Like, okay, but
I'm starting to leave.
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm glad that it's taken on so much interest and
Right.
it's interests a lot of people. So I'm really grateful for that.
I love that for you guys. So it's really inspiring. And one of the core reasons why I wanted to have you guys on here is because I know they were all shy, right? Even Sax, she was a little shy too, but she'd love to be part of this. It's because me being a member, I saw the impact. I saw it from a whole different state, and you guys never even knew that.
No.
Right? And so it's like, I told you guys this earlier, I've been part of so many different Hmong volleyball communities that there has never been something like this. And if there was, I just don't know how much more of a difference that would have made for when I was younger, truthfully. And so, I think what you guys are doing here is really, really great. And whether people tell you guys that or not, I need you guys to hear that. And I need you guys to know that. Because I'm pretty sure, I know y'all know too, there's a lot of behind the scenes that happens that I think that we're aware of. Like JC said, marriage, there's kids involved, and all the careers. I think that's huge too, right? And you're able to dedicate just one day of the week. It could easily have been two, but one day to do this and to show up all the time, rain or shine. So it means a lot. And I think you guys are that you guys actually show up. I'm big showing up for people in the ways that maybe they didn't even know that they need people to show up for. So thank you. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. I need you guys to hear that. just because they were so shy. And I just, because they're so shy, I think that's the difference though. It's because you guys are so shy about these things that it made me feel as though you guys didn't even realize the impact that you guys have created here in the community. Yeah. So I just want to let you guys know you guys don't need to hear it from anyone. Just know that, you guys are making a big impact here. So anything else about the Summer Hmong Women's Volleyball League that you guys want to touch base on? Whether that be maybe future plans for next year, or maybe anything that you guys are considering doing. Oh, so you all hadn't thought about that, huh?
No, think about that. Break time.
We're still like de-stressing,
Yeah.
debriefing from the holidays.
Yeah.
This is our break.
Like we said, we do this because we love volleyball. It is a hobby. We don't get paid for it. We don't get paid for it. We have to make time for this league. So if we weren't passionate about volleyball and if we didn't have as much fun connection with our group and the players, I don't think we would continue every year.
Yeah.
And we usually wait until the next year to really process and sit down and think about it, just because we all work, we all children.
Of course, something can change.
Yeah, and so we usually do wait until summer's coming up, and then we really last minute get together and think about how we could make it league better.
It's like April, May when we really think about it.
Well, you heard it from them. No league next year until.
Oh, we talk about that all the time. Don't ask us until May.
I have to rise up. No.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Yeah, but if any of you guys have suggestions or how to make
yeah.
league better, or any
Oh, yeah.
opportunities you guys want, feedback, anything, feel free to reach out to any one of us. We would appreciate the help.
We sure would.
Yeah.
Love that, especially if it's in pro. Actually, we need to run through numbers real quick before we transition away from this.
Oh, yeah.
Give me the numbers.
Yeah.
Talk about first year, second year, this year. What's going on?
Yeah. The first year we had 16 teams. That's 96 full-time players. I don't know the sub number, but second year we had 21 teams. Oh my God, second year was just insane. Yeah, so it's 126 full-time players, and we have about 30 subs. And this last year, third year, we had 14 teams. We had to, bring it down a notch. That's 84 full-time players and 25 subs. So I think 16 was pretty manageable
This year.
The first year.
First year.
This past year was 14 teams. So we're trying to figure out a good amount of teams to.
What's manageable?
Yeah.
You guys know this because maybe you guys have enough women in college.
It was also, we were trying to be accommodating, like, in terms of field size.
Yeah.
How many nets we need, because, it was a tight squeeze this year.
Right.
Right.
Speaking of that, the net.
Oh, yes, big shout out to Tuna.
Right?
Oh,
He's our lead photographer, and he is, like, gracious enough to let us use his nets throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Like, he's doing this, like, just to help us.
He supports
Yeah.
Hmong Women Athletes.
Yes, he does.
I love that.
And to keep himself busy before people get there, he just like sets a cornhole for like the dads and like the husbands and
I
boyfriends.
didn't see that.
Yeah, it's so awesome. He's really awesome. Yes.
Well,
He was also in the co-ed league. Yeah.
too. I'm hearing connections.
And Tuna really come out here just on his own time.
Yeah.
And just help us out with that too. So we're so great. Great.
That's great. It's like a lot of people didn't have communication.
Yeah.
It's like really cool to see that. And okay, so those are the numbers, right?
Mhm.
And so first year it was this. Second year it got really big.
Yeah.
Second year you guys capped it.
And this year we really had a captain, so sorry if y'all didn't make it. It was really intense.
Yeah, it was.
So you're telling me that we could have more people than what you guys initially had.
Oh, last year was no cap. That's why we had so many teams. This year we were like, let's cap it. Put a time on it.
Oh my God, yeah. We put a time limit on it.
Oh, you have subs.
Yeah, we did. We left subs open.
Oh,
Yeah, for people who are late.
Yes.
For people who are late, where they give you a sub, and you're like, oh, okay, well, we'll see. But yeah, it was, okay, a lot of people had their alarm set that day. I know that for sure. We're like 10 a.m., we went to the registration. Bam, like, they broke our PayPal.
Yeah. 5 seconds in.
It was, I think, registration closed in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I'm on my way to work, and it's like, we can't send payment in. Like, the payment's not working. I was like, what? I got to my desk, and I'm like, you guys broke my PayPal.
It was the most stressful day. So I think next year we are going to take the day off. I think we're going to have to.
No, tell everyone to pay cash.
Yeah.
Be like J4, okay? All right. I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna set up a park, and then everyone's gonna play NBA.
Yes.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, bringing up the fact that if your PayPal broke, how many people really want to be part of this? That's why. And you know, I think you guys will be able to expand it or to cater to even more people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good problem to have.
I mean, that's crazy. So yeah, and also speaking of like the field, we really do try to be centralized.
Yeah.
Because we have players coming from south of the airport, east, middle, south, east, northwest. Everyone, everyone's coming from a different direction. And we're really trying to be centralized. So thank you for working with us in this last year. I know like harvest is more feasible in field space,
Yeah.
but it's just not like in parking. But the ground and
Yeah.
one porta potty ain't gonna cut.
Yeah.
So thank you for bearing with us and working with us on a centralized location. If y'all got any suggestion, we'll take them. But we do always try to look for a centralized location for the league.
Yeah. This year we just couldn't pass up North now because of facilities.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
flushable toilet.
More than
Yeah.
much.
Tell you what, if people are passionate about what you guys are pushing here, they gonna park, they gonna walk 3 blocks, they gonna do it. Right? Because they might complain to their friends. I know it's complain to be like, why should I choose this one? They still gonna show up because they value what you're doing. You know what I mean? They gonna value that.
Yeah.
They gonna value. They are. Right? It's huge.
It's not the location, but maybe the bathroom.
Right.
We can always work when we try.
Oh yeah. During the heat waves, that building had air conditioning. This was
I did not know that. Yeah, I did. No, but that's really cool. And again, let me just wrap up here too. The league, is there anything else you guys would like to share some light on in regards to the league? Anything you feel is so sad to say?
Darn it, we should have got others. Contact from
yeah.
It's all right.
So she loves games. She loves her daughters are in this league with her.
Yes,
She plays with her daughters.
Yes.
So I know she's loving that. And this year, a big part of the league, we wanted to sub because we wanted to get to know our, the players in the league.
Right.
Last year, we didn't get to. Yeah, we got to like get to know people on our teams because we all played on teams last year. But this year, we're like, let's sub. Let's get to know the players a little better, and we have cap teams, so we're gonna get to meet everyone, which we did this year. I feel like this league discovers a lot of girls. Okay, like there's people I'm like, I never seen you play, but wow, you're so good. Where do you play? Yeah, I'm like, where are all you girls at tournament?
I know. Drop in the comments. Let us know.
DM us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's growing. If you want to sponsor us, let us know.
That's you too. Yeah.
I've never been part of this. We'll put your name on our back.
Or you mean part of the shirts right there. Like, look at them.
Yeah,
We're so so
yeah.
3
We have ideas, but it takes time to put them in free into life.
especially with everything going on.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys so much. But I know as we're kind of wrapping up here too, we got maybe another 20-30 minutes here. I want to know your individual stories in regards to Hmong volleyball, or just maybe an athlete. Maybe it doesn't have to be specific, but I want to start by kind of asking that what kind of got you guys into volleyball?
I guess I'll start. So all my sisters grew up playing volleyball. And this is like really like veteran. So I don't know, not even know the team names, but my older sister,
Don't say it, yeah.
Shu Shang, she played with Pounders. And, yes. And then my second oldest, Shaw Shang, aka Buffy. She's gonna hate me for this, but she was the setter for soft touch.
Soft touch.
Yes, that was with mine, Ku and mine, Tasha's mom.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and then Leah and a couple girls, and that's who I started playing with soft touch. Yeah.
How old are you?
I was probably like 14 when I started playing. They were the first team I played with, and then hopped on a few teams, Crushers, Divine, and then Clockers. Yeah, so I've been playing for about like 25 years. Yeah. So it was my older sisters who inspired me and played with hype in school.
We played school too.
Yeah, playing in middle school, high school, and community.
Right, yeah.
I never knew that. I never even heard those teams that you mentioned.
Oh.
Were they like just
Yes. Yep. They were
like that?
very, yeah. And then like a older, yeah, very mature team.
Hey, well, maybe some people might have
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
So
Are
yeah,
there
that's
names
good.
No. So soft touch play way back, and if you think about it, was when Ashley's dad and then played everywhere. So that was way back then.
Yeah.
And Pounders was way back. Yeah. Okay.
I'm glad. I had no idea. Okay, so that's really cool to hear. About you.
Well, my whole family plays volleyball.
Know who she is. Tell us your name.
So I actually was not interested in volleyball at all.
Really?
Played in high school because my friends played in high school. So that's how it started. I didn't really like it. And then I grew up going to tournaments my whole childhood.
You
Like
just had to be.
as I grew up, like these like players who used to play back then, and like they're playing me down. I'm like, oh, I used to babysit you. I'm like, what? Like your dad, your mom playing volleyball. Like I would just watch you. I'm like, oh.
We was that little kid just running around.
Exactly. It's like a whole circle because now my kids running around with my kids while I play. And so that's really fun. But like yeah, I wasn't interested in volleyball growing up. Like I thought it was so annoying that my parents would drag us to tournaments all the time. Like I just wanted to stay in the car, didn't talk to anybody, or it was like awful. Like I hated it. And then as I got older, like I think it wasn't until like I was getting out of high school where I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. Like the volleyball community was really big at that time. I think it was like 2012. I just graduated high school.
Yeah.
So people, I mean, like I was meeting new people, and I started going to tournaments with my brothers. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Right.
And then I remember meeting MT, and you see you were there. Yeah, you were there too.
Yeah.
And they.
Oh god.
It was one of the fourth tournament. I wasn't even like really into volleyball at the time yet, but then one of my mom's friends was like, "Oh, please train with us because you're into volleyball now, right?" I was like, "Sure, I'll try." I'll try. I played, and I was like, "That's my first call on teaming," and I was like, "Oh, they're good. Like, oh, these girls are so good." Like, wow, I'm like, shit. Yeah. It was my first time. Yeah, they're playing it at
Fourth? That's crazy.
Yeah, and it was. I don't know if it was fun or not. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Fourth. That's all that. Yeah, and I don't even know how we did. But then that was when my dad was still playing volleyball too. So it was like we were just starting to get into it, and then after I really got into it, I was like, why are you playing volleyball? Like, we need to focus on other stuff like college and yeah. So my like playing J4. It was so funny. An opportunity just like presented itself with hype. Volleyball because they were short of player, and then I was wearing a dress and spandex. Like, do you have spandex in that dress? And I was like,
You talk about he was addict.
yeah, it's a dress. I wasn't into volleyball yet, remember? So it wasn't like that yet. And they're like, you have shorts under there? I was like, yeah, I need a jersey.
I never knew
Yeah, it was so funny. And like, we have a photo from J4 too. And it was like, no, I was like, and like Kat was in there, Lanisha, Kathy, and Jackie were on the team. Yeah, it was really
And they didn't do a roster.
that.
Well, let me just say, I was probably hosting it. kidding. But
Crazy.
yeah, so that was the first time I played J4. And
Did
it
you
was
even
fun.
know them?
Well, so my parents, my dad, my Cash dad played volleyball,
Right.
so we knew Cash as a child. And yeah, so then that I only knew Cash. Oh, and my pal was on the team too.
Yes.
My pal
Oh,
was on the
yeah.
team. Yeah, and so I knew them.
Yeah.
But like they were just like, okay, that's funny. And that's how I met Kathy and Jackie too, and Tweet and like, yeah. So that's pretty funny. And then yeah, that was my very first J4. And then from there I was like, hey mom, volleyball is kind of fun. Like this is what I'm gonna do now. So I did play with her for a little bit, and then after that I was just like a scrub for years. I just hopped on teams to get to know
I
people.
mean,
Yeah, and it's fun. Like that's how you get to know players.
absolutely.
And then I, and then, I'm like, oh, remember
We
the girl
finally-
We found it. Oh, who is that girl? She's all
Yeah,
right.
she was okay.
Yeah, she wants to play with
I
us.
think later, I think it was like maybe just 2 years.
Yeah.
And then we just like we're in a bad relationship for like 12 years. So it's been I've been playing with culprits forever.
I have to like be the
Yeah, but it's super funny. Yeah, yeah, we some really awesome people over there. So it's been fun.
I was the one who had to put my life on the line to take these girls
Yeah.
on these tournaments
Yeah.
with us, had to sign
It's
my life
true.
away.
Because you're the older one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
great. Like now, it's like I got to play with Bang and MT, and I was a little like scrub Ricky girl, and like dang, it's so hard to play with these veterans because like live up to the expectations, but it was so patient to the day. To the day, yeah. To them, which I accept that. Yeah, it's super. Yeah, it's a funny story.
I can use them.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah. Yeah, actually,
I know exactly where you guys are standing.
yeah, I think Kathy talked about it with me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, I don't know to follow up from that because we have veteran, and we have rookie, and we have nobody. Because, like I said, I didn't play competitive volleyball.
Hey, it doesn't have to be that.
Yeah.
Even before we start, I'm gonna say I always recognized you because you were a good setter, even though you didn't play competitive, and I knew that.
People are gonna know you.
So you were playing when she was playing too. Back then.
Yes, I started playing. So, I started volleyball in high school. I played high school volleyball, and then during that time, that was when my older sister was playing in Hmong volleyball. And the very first time I became aware of volleyball in Hmong community at all was at Arlington High School, which is now called Washington Technology. Right? It would be open on the weeknights, and then people would pay $2-3 to go and play. And that was my very first introduction. That was when I met. I didn't meet him, but I saw Gary for the first time. I was 13, 14 years old when I went out and played, and like people were like, "Who's this chick? She's stuck. I got her to get off the court." And then
They said that. I think you felt like they said that, but you don't.
they said,
I said a lot.
Like this.
"Yeah." So then that was my very first time seeing the Hmong volleyball community. And then, like I said, I played in school, and I went away for college, so I did not play at all. I didn't come back until I was 22, and that was when I guess what Ashley's referring to, seeing me play here and there. But like I said, I was park playing only. I was fortunate enough to have made some friends in the volleyball community, and they would always invite me out. So I guess a lot of my volleyball experience has been outdoors, non-competitive. I try to play competitive, but it's too much work. It's hard to be committed to a team. Like
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
like they have to say, hey, we gotta work together for the past 12 whatever years together. So
And we're still working children.
yeah, it's still working. Still working. So yeah, that's kind of my experience. I never knew what volleyball was. My family did grow up playing a lot of soccer, so that I was aware of. And then also, I think I just played a lot of different sports. I think that's why I never really got into Hmong volleyball community. The very first Hmong community I got into was badminton, actually. Yeah. No. But yeah, I was playing in high school, and that was when Metrodome, right? They also offered indoor badminton, and that's when we started.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Days. Yo, I never got to see the measurement.
Oh, I got to do it one time.
Me too. One
And then don't
Listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't exist anymore.
No.
Oh yeah, you never Minnesota.
Okay. About that because that's crazy. I see like music videos
Yeah.
right now, and I know everybody's talking about this when I was younger, and like I just couldn't come to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I also wasn't playing competitive volleyball at the time. And so now I'm just like, what is this era that I
Yeah.
missed? Can you please speak on it? Sorry.
No, but
I did. Tell us
yeah,
about that.
no, but yeah. So Metrodome is where in Minnesota we have 2 Hmong New Years during that time. I don't know what the time periods are, but
So it's in December. The metro
Yeah.
is December.
yeah, December, and then that's where they would host this sports.
Yeah, just a sport.
So indoor.
Yep.
Specifically,
Yeah,
Well, people still come in the months.
Yeah.
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 Oh, this is the much of the year.
It's a Metrodome.
Yeah.
So they would offer volleyball, badminton.
I had that 1 year.
Oh,
Oh, I did.
Yeah, I was like one tight ass spot.
yeah. And this was a big, like, I would say it was a big tournament that Hmong volleyball players
Look forward to it.
look forward to.
Yes.
And they had nice turf for us.
Yes.
But yeah, that tournament, like I said, offered volleyball and badminton. So like I said, I was mostly exposed to badminton for Metrodome, and then of course the July 4th soccer tournament was where everyone, is aware of volleyball outdoors competition. But yeah, the Metrodome allowed us to play volleyball during the winter.
Yeah.
For New
Yeah.
Year's. But unfortunately, like
Yeah.
we were saying,
Like
It collapsed.
the dome collapsed.
yeah, it collapsed, and then I'm sure whoever hosts Metrodome just never got the opportunity to go back and host New Year's. So now we have New Year's only at Riverside.
And no sports, right?
Yeah.
And no
imagine this big stadium.
The rental, yeah, it turned to US Bank Stadium.
We lived in Milwaukee. I was like, we had our New Year's, but we never had sports. And I always thought that Minnesota had sports. A lot of them don't have sports. Milwaukee doesn't really have
Yeah, in the last couple of years, they just started it, right?
sports.
Yeah, like just some New Year's. Or-
Milwaukee, Hmong New Year's has never had sports. I was like, I know.
Oh,
I know. No, if there was a sports tournament happening during New Year's in my hometown, I would go.
Yeah.
But National Milwaukee has never even hosted tournaments like a Labor Day or anything like that. They don't do it there.
I think it's just because like Minnesota and Wisconsin have like the bigger crowd. I mean, Green Bay and like Oshkosh have the bigger crowd.
People.
Because it's a tradition,
Right.
So that people expect it and they don't want to compete against that. That's a huge investment if you're going to do it.
It really is. I remember the Green Bay days. And then people back then when I started to say that Green Bay is
Oh yeah.
Yes.
competitive teams would come in and compete.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tulane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest, like
Yeah.
the box. Like, oh, we have Oshkosh with a Green Bay.
Yeah.
And then, oh yeah, that was
This is before Minnesota started to make their own.
That's right. But that was crazy because it's
Yeah.
so far away. You're not driving 4 hours. Okay, let's stay here.
That's true. That's true. I mean, you guys are big enough here. I guess
They're building
here. You guys are big enough here. You already said it's host. Yeah. So that thank you for sharing your kind of individual stories. I do want to kind of touch into this. Has either marriage, having kids, or just any like family situations have impacted you as an athlete, like a woman athlete?
I think it has. Not gonna lie, marriage, going through marriage and being a mother, definitely. We do run into challenges, right? Because obviously in the Hmong community, you're expected to either be a daughter, or a mother.
Right.
So those are your priorities. And we can't always attend tournaments or go out and play volleyball. Because the Hmong community, like don't go, right? So we kind of have to pick. Okay, I can't play 3 times a week, but I can probably play 2 or for sure 1. Just as a role as a mom, woman, or daughter. Yeah. So that's why I think this Hmong Women's Volleyball League is so awesome, this is the one time we get to commit and come something for ourselves. Not have to worry about any daughter or nan duties, and our husbands or significant other or partners are helping with the kids or helping with the kids, along with the whole lead community.
Right.
Because it takes the whole community to raise these kids. You know, we're all watching each other's kids, like, hey, where you going? You know, so that's what I love about the Hmong community too, is, you know, we're all raising our kids together. You know, it's like, I'll be like on Ash's kids, Ashley be on my kid, like, hey, like, go get my kid, or whatever, you know? It's like, we all help each other. It's okay to go get my kid, right? Right? Can you watch it for a second? So that's what I love, you know, it's like, you don't even have to act, like, we just know as mothers. So it is a challenge. And, you know, being a mother, like, I can only speak for myself. I know it has changed my physical game.
Yeah.
So I have to learn how to play it. So I think you just have to learn your strength and weakness where it is, and then learn how to make up for it. You know, I may not be as fast as I used to be, but that mental game, I ain't gonna lie, is still there. So I think if you have that mental IQ, then I can kind of get myself there. You know, that helps me to make up for that difference. So, because I'm the unfortunate one when I wasn't able to get my endurance back, my body back, you know. So, you know, like, I think just knowing that about yourself, and also learning, like, what can I do now that I'm, like, for me, like, that's why I say every day is learning. It's always improvements. The improvements and learning never stop. It always comes back to the basic. Like, I don't know about anybody else, but for me as a veteran, I always go back to the basics. Passing, defense. Yes, I would rather focus on the basic fundamentals and defense before I do offense, right? Because if we don't have defense, there's no offense. So that's just where I am in the game. So I'm glad I can still play half of the game. That's why I'm a sub. I'm proud of me as a sub. You know, defense, man. I'm okay. That 3 rotation, woo, got me exhausted. By the second rotation, I'm like, when's the sub coming in? Like, where's my offense up? You know, so I'm totally okay with that, because I know that's where I lack is offense. And I would rather have somebody who's way more, you know, proficient at that and way more stronger than me. I understand. I give it up. You know, I'm okay to give up my offense for a long time now. So I love that. That's what I love about playing with my team is, you know, we help each other. You know, we know where our strengths are. So yeah, I love that. That's me.
Thanks for sharing. For me, I would say, I guess I'm pretty lucky that my husband also plays volleyball. So, you know, we go to tournaments together, we bring the kids with us, and, you know, we have an awesome sister-in-law, my kids' real parents. Like, they love their aunts and uncles at volleyball, okay? So, I mean, I think, yeah, like you said, our volleyball community is really tight, you know, so, you know, I mean, it's not like, I'm not bragging, this is not what I brag about, but a lot of volleyball community does know my son. I know my son.
I know it.
Yeah, he's running around. He's like, you know, he's a dancer, he's a comedian. Yes. Well, but yeah, he like loves the community too. Like, he loves being out there. He loves like seeing everybody. Like, he loves the environment. Like, opposite from me as a kid. He likes it and he's used to it. And so it's nice. Having 2 now, it's a little harder because my other one is 6 months now. And yeah, but then again, my dad, we tried volleyball, so he's like, bring the grandkids over, you know. So we bring them over and he has a good time with them. So like when we go to open gyms or the park, we're like, okay, we're both going the same day, so we don't have to ask my parents twice. You know?
You're right.
Yeah.
Doing that.
It's like we don't want to play like 3 times a week. We want to play like just once to like get our body going, and then, you know, update the league, you know, which is nice. And I'm like, you have to watch the kids. And I'm playing league, and he's like, okay, but he's over there, and he's like, oh, since you're playing, the guy's gonna put that. Your sister's holding him, or your brother's holding him. I'm like, oh my god, okay. So it's like that, and you know, at league, you know, we have a couple drinks too. And so it just, it's just really one big family at least. So yeah, I mean, fortunately for me, like nothing has really changed. I haven't really had any challenges yet because we both still play ball. But then even when we got married, we were still like playing ball too, like a lot. So yeah, nothing has really changed. But there are challenges, like, but then my husband, he's really good about like, oh, I'll just stay home. Like, if you want to go ball, that's fine. I'm okay. But he's like, I'm playing ball, like me too. So like, I don't play ball, I'm like, I need to go work out. But yes, after having kids, yeah, it's not the same. Like, it's such a challenge, and it's like how you used to play before. You want to play to that level, but then you just accept your defeat. Like, oh yeah, I'm falling like a bag of sand now with chucks. So I'm like,
but then that's like, I know that's something that after a while you can kind of joke about.
Yeah.
But then what about in that moment? You know what I mean? Because of how much you used to play before compared to kind of how you started playing after you had kids. I mean, like, truthfully, if you're open to it, like, how did that make you feel?
Truthfully, I mean, to be honest, it didn't really bother me. That was exhausting. Like, I don't want to play as hard anymore either. That's like, okay, like our team, our teammates, we joke about all the time, like, we're fighting to stuff. Like, we're like, who's gonna play for me?
So, any team you have subs for me.
But it's just like, after I had kids, like, I also knew, like, I can't play to that potential, my full potential, or my previous potential, I guess. So I'm like, I'm not gonna try. I'm like, I look silly. So I'm like, it's okay. It was tough. It was like funny the first couple like months that you come back from pregnancy or giving birth, and it's like, oh my god, like I was like so crazy out here. Like just 9 months ago, I was playing competitive, or not even 9 months ago, because who really knows they're pregnant and stop playing, right? Like I think I was playing until like 4 months pregnant with both kids. Yeah. And like, safely, of course. But yeah, it's just like, it kind of just like, oh, I don't really want to play as competitive. I want to do well, but I don't care to, be too crazy out there. Like, this is okay for me. Like, it's fine. Yeah. So even now, like, I'm okay where I'm at. Yeah, I'm okay with where I'm at. I'm like, I'm not trying to get better. I'm not trying to jump higher. I'm not trying to like do anything or be a top player. I'm okay here. Like,
Saying that you couldn't. Right, exactly.
It's not happens potential. Believe all potential. Believe in your
yeah, and I nowadays the Tiger Ball and Jameson.
As long as you know. As long as you're in
So I took that part of it, and you see with a bottle, like, don't think that I'm like alcoholic. I just worry up.
right now.
That's how they should come.
Yes. Like, hey, I'm gonna stretch. Take a shot.
And I love that you're content.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, I'm not a mother yet, so I can't speak to how that would affect me as an athlete. I guess the biggest change for me was when I got married.
Sure.
I would say ball was a big identity of myself, but I got that when I got married, I would, be this perfect nyah, okay, and stop playing volleyball, right? Which I felt like I did do that. I stepped away from volleyball for a little bit just because, you have another role to play. But I felt like I couldn't stay away from it just because it was such a big part of myself. And I had some things too. Still trying to play too. We both tried to play. Okay. And it was hard to balance, now life, daughter life, being a wife, being auntie, uncle. It was just hard to balance it. But I think we both love the sport so much that we just couldn't stay away from it. So like being able to dedicate one day out of the week to play, or skipping family events to play a weekend tournament. I think I've been very fortunate to have in-laws and family members who understand how big volleyball is in our family. And so I think when our presence is missed, I think they'll understand that they get it. So it's nice to have people who understand it. And so that's how me being a woman has affected my volleyball experience. I think about it every day. Actually, I think about how if I'm not being Olympic today and I'm playing volleyball, how is that going to affect me when I get home and I have dinner ready? So yeah, and a lot of these things come up, and you just gotta, like I said, hopefully have a supportive partner, supportive family, people who understand how much volleyball is important, how important volleyball is to you. So I'm just fortunate, like I said, my in-laws play, so they understand that. My family don't, my mom is always like this, but I think the volleyball community is most important. And hearing Ashley and Dane talk about how their kids watch their kids, I think volleyball has definitely become a generational sport where children are playing with their parents and children are taking care of other children. And so I think this is a really good and strong community where we can have a safe space for our kids and ourselves to play volleyball and to support this passion for volleyball while we're being mothers, wives, daughter. So,
Wearing those many hats. Yeah. And speaking of that, I don't think a lot of people knew, but my daughter, it was her first year playing this year.
Well,
Yes. And because she was 16. You can play now because you're that age. And I said, you really want to play, this would be the perfect year for you to play and get the experience with the all skills level. So she played Team Full Rio. So I'm very grateful for that team, for, just accepting her. She is definitely, I want to say she's like a rookie beginner. She would probably play, like Ashley, right. And she really enjoyed it, and it really helped her with her confidence. Really built her to really be that player, to really grow a little bit, just to get that experience. Because if we were to just go to like open park, it would be so hard. It would be so hard. Like I would kind of be like, okay, just stay in the corner and learn how to pass first, You don't want to sit on the cup. Right. Like, look, when you're I ain't your mom no more. I'm your teammate. So I'm gonna yell at you like Ashley, like how I yell at my teammates, like get that ball, move your feet. And I gotta tell them that, like if you're playing, the whole mother out the window. Like you're my teammate, and I'm gonna tell you what you need to do, what you do wrong, what you need to like work on, it's just that's like how I'm not sure about it, baby, because you're gonna learn. So that was a really good experience. She had fun. She learned what losing is, what winning is. You have to, because
She was scared of roughing, but then she got confident.
Yes, she was. And I said, you have to learn. If they yell at you, now you learn, and next time you just try to call. That's it. This is the only way you're gonna learn. So that's why I feel like this is such a great platform. And going back to what God was saying, with that role, it really gives us Hmong women an opportunity to not cook on Wednesday, on league day. There's food.
She sounds excited about that.
Like you, I'm cooking. If you want some food, meet me at league. Husbands, partner, boyfriends, whatever you come with, the kids come with, because when my kids are small, so they grew up in the volleyball community. Ashley was taking care of my kids, taking them to the bathroom when she started playing with us, when she was young too. Like, look, go, she can get food, bathroom, it's like, now my kids are helping me with her kids. I'm like, yo, you need to watch Park for a second. We playing with the, if you sitting, so it's done the full circle. So that's why I love that, because like Ashley was saying, there's a co-ed, and there's a co-ed that responsibility kind of falls on the mother, right? But now our league is strictly for the Hmong women. So they're playing, and these spouses and husbands are there to support you. And that's such a great feeling, I'm sure you can attest to that. But just to have them on sideline to watch you, support you, and take care of the kids and then feed them. You know, there's food. Just come. We're all hanging out. Everybody's having fun. The kids are having fun. You know, so that's what I love.
Advantage also for a Hmong women's volleyball league is like we're gonna talk to the other moms, like the other women with kids. You know, we can help each other out. But you know, like if it was a men's league, we didn't even be like, can you watch this a little bit?
No.
Maybe like, you know, the mom can come watch stuff. You know? So it's like really like I can't do with your kids and they're all in one area. We see them. Like that's like if you don't have a babysitter, if you don't work, you know, if the dad's busy. But like that's the nice advantage we have.
Yes.
And that's how you gotta make friends too. Like that's how kids gonna make friends. Like
Yeah.
that's how I made friends when I was a kid. Like all of us love all of our kids. It's scrunched up in one area. And like as we grow up, oh yeah, you still play ball.
I don't think you guys actually realize how awesome that is that you guys actually have that community. Well, more so because like related, right? But then also play with veterans. And now your kids are helping to watch her kids, right? Like full circle type thing. It's like sometimes that doesn't really happen in the community. And so I think, and I'm gonna say it's an outside person from not from Minnesota, but man, like I really do hope that you guys appreciate that so much because I know that helped you know what I mean? And I don't want anyone here in Minnesota, even if you guys are in the same kind of boat here too, like don't take that for granted because there are people that don't have that at all. Some people that don't even have babysitters to come and watch their kids, have to bring their kids, and then the kids are running around, they have to stop running the game, you know, sometimes that happens too, right? Yeah. It really just depends on your situation. So in my opinion, you know, I think you guys are just blessed. And I love to hear it too, though. No, truthfully, you know, because it is hard. There are a lot of truths with being Hmong women, you know, sometimes, like you said, responsibilities to think about, like, okay, well, should I go play ball or should I go home and play? You know what I'm saying? Like, do the kids have to eat? No, I'm just kidding. It's like, you think about these things, though, you know what I mean? Versus, you know, someone else might not have to think about these things, but you do because, you know, you're married and you have kids and you have to take care of them. And sometimes that means prioritizing them over what you love, right? And making those sacrifices and stuff. It takes a lot to do that.
And making that sacrifice for that one day a week for yourself.
Yeah. Right? And then still sometimes even feeling bad. So you have to make that you're doing that, making that sacrifice. And then you're just like, man, I feel horrible as a mother because I'm, you know, not taking care of my kid for this 2 hours.
Yeah.
2 games. 2 games.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's a whole thing too. That's very real. So, you know, it's not that I would highlight those feelings, but it's just like I want to bring them to light that they exist.
Yeah.
You know? And that, you know, maybe you're not the only one feeling those things. So thank you guys for sharing that. I wanted to leave with last 2 questions. I want to hear from you guys 2 things, and it doesn't have to be too long too, because I know we're ready for next time, but individually, okay? I just want to know what is one thing that you would tell your younger self starting off with volleyball?
Okay. Let me just take a drink.
Don't do it.
Say be patient with yourself. Like I know you hear this a lot too. Like when I talk to, I'm just speak from an experience. Like when I played with New for SmackDown, the opportunity to play with her. I was young, I was dumb, and like she's like, "You have so much potential, you can do this." And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm like, I can't handle that. Like, that's too hard for me." And she's like, "You can do it," and I'm like, "No, I can't." So like, you know, so then I was just like, yeah, you know, I was just like, "You're making me do stuff I can't do, and I'm gonna like, you know, dumb out there." And she's like, "No, you can do it. Like I can see that. I've seen you play, and you don't think about it, you can do it. But when you're thinking about it, I'm telling you to do it, you're not doing it." And I'm like, no, it's okay. You know, so I'm like, be patient with yourself because, you know, it's not gonna all happen overnight. It took me years to even like develop volleyball IQ, you know, like you don't learn it overnight. And I learned so much in Hmong volleyball compared to, I'm not discrediting school ball or organized ball. Yeah, but then in Hmong volleyball, I learned a lot of, I picked up volleyball IQ. So yeah, I would say be patient with yourself. Don't, think that you need to highlight, every single time you play.
Right.
Yeah, you're still learning. It's a journey. Yeah, it was. For a long time, I was just like, oh no, I only want to do good, I don't want to look dumb. So tell me what do you think they're going to look dumb. But I always tell me, I know that, that, but I can try. Because she's like, nope, too late, I don't want to play anymore. Yeah, that's why I wanted to be a sub too. I wanted to play with you.
I think just allowing that challenge to yourself as a player. To just piggyback, you're right. I think being open-minded and learning different techniques and different forms. Don't limit yourself to just one position or one skill. I think that's where we need to grow as players. Even for me, I'm just gonna, like I said, speak for myself. Yeah, I'm glad that I was open-minded to learn to play all positions. And like I said, that volleyball IQ, it doesn't come overnight. You really have to submerge yourself and really learn. It can maybe be taught, but you also gotta teach yourself and pick it up yourself and want to learn. Because if I'm here every day, yeah, I know, it's not gonna stick with you, and just the adversity as a player, it really helps you all around. If you limit yourself, then that's all you can do. So that's why for me, I'm glad I got to play all around, got to learn, and I'm okay with playing. Now I'm okay with just defense because I know my weakness and strength is, So yeah, I think as a young player, you should learn all around. Even if maybe defense is your weakness, still learn it.
Absolutely.
Don't just no, I'm cool.
Yeah, I just kind of do that.
Yeah.
But you 17.
Yeah.
Be open minded.
Yeah. That will really help you grow as a player. And I always go back to the basic foods. If you don't have that, it's gonna be tough out there. Don't ever forget that. For me, even now to this day, when you see me out in tournaments, you probably don't see me warm up, go hit the ball because I'm sitting over here in the chair for a second, wait for y'all to hit the ball.
Actually, the last minute shake before
Yeah. And I'd rather do passing than just be up there hitting. I want to work on my passing, my form. I want to get that. I want to warm up. That's how I warm up with my passing. I'm not gonna be out there spiking the damn ball. I'm thinking my hand.
Could you believe me outside? Come on.
I do believe that fella. Trust me, but I believe her more. Yes, that's the thing. Is where my team has got me. But don't let this fool you, because you want Hey, I don't call play some awful thing. Don't see me at open gym. That's so shoot. Killing me with my little cheap shot. I know y'all know me. Yeah, what you do that? Missing. Yeah, that's me trying to hit the ball really hard. Like open gym. But that's it. Strategically did. Yeah, that's right. It don't always gotta be straight and hit the ball down. It's all about, like you said, strategy, strategic. You gotta, and I think sometimes players, you gotta ask yourself, are you really seeing the whole defense on the other side? Right. Are you really seeing how the team's set up? Are you seeing how the offense is, the block is? So don't forget about that. As an up and coming player, as a young player, that's something that you should really be focusing on too. Okay, how they set up blocks, how they run their defense, where's the open spot, So if you can't, like you said, strategically place the ball, if you just up there swinging, just to swing and be hard, you might do something. Right. You might, but if they got blocks up there, then, you're going to get blocked, So, right. Yeah, that's where it goes back to, just having some IQ and learning, being open-minded, and strategic. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. I would say along the same line, kind of summarizing what Megan and Ashley has said, I would say just believe in yourself and keep playing. I think, like I said, coming from, not having a team, always having to count at the park or indoors, I would say you are your biggest setback. You can only learn if you play, if you practice, you listen, you be humble, and don't doubt yourself. Who cares if you didn't get that as a step? Who cares if you didn't get that pass? There's the next one.
Yes.
Volleyball is a team sport.
Right.
And I think we forget that a lot of times, especially those with our team. We go out there and we're like, darn, they didn't pick me up because I didn't do this. No, there's 6 of you on the court. It could have been any one of your fault.
Right.
So I would say stop letting, yourself think that, oh, I'm not good enough, or I can't play with these veterans because they're gonna think I suck. But you know what? The veterans pick you up. Like they've got you, they've got your back. Okay. All you need to do is believe in yourself, keep playing, and be humble. I think, like Ashley said, it takes time. You're not gonna learn everything overnight. You have to pick and choose, when to listen and when to, put yourself out there. And hopefully you get committed to a team so that you can really grow with a group of people versus always going out there and putting yourself out there. But my advice would be keep playing, believe in yourself, and don't let anything else make you doubt yourself. I think would be my biggest advice to my younger self, to younger people, even veterans coming back to play.
Yeah.
I think volleyball is a team sport. We trust that you know what you're doing. And if you don't, that's okay. There's 5 other people on the court to go back.
Yeah, or make up for that last play.
Yeah.
And to add, I think we also have to be open-minded and not always think that criticism is a negative thing. Right? That's huge. Yes, I think we also have to learn how to accept that because that's the way we're going to grow. And just because you may have received some criticism, don't mean that you're a bad player. It just means that, okay, you know what? Thanks for pointing that out. Because if you didn't say that, I wouldn't have known, and let me work on that. Because sometimes what I see is not what you see or what you see. So as a teammate or as anybody who's trying to grow or be a part of this community, I think if anybody's offering you any feedback or criticism, I think we just have to be open-minded and accept that and like, hey, you know what? All right, so what can I do to improve that? Or what can I do to be better at that? Nothing, we don't have to look at everything as so negative.
Yeah, right.
Because the only way to grow is to learn.
Right.
And to be shown that. So I think that's something that we just have to accept.
Right.
And like I said, don't have to be negative.
It's definitely easier said than done.
Right.
Especially at a younger age.
Yes.
To hear that, it's just
Yes.
like, she got something against me, she's
Right.
this and that, she's not saying right where me be. So it is hard to understand this at a younger age. But you know what, the sooner that you can, come to realization that the criticism isn't meant to be negative, my gosh, you can change your game dramatically.
Yeah.
True, that's
Mm-hmm. And I think having chemistry with your team, I'm not gonna lie, that's having that chemistry with my teammates, the culprits, has really helped. Because we all know how each other lives.
Yeah.
We all can be great players, but if there's no chemistry, the flow is not going to be smooth. The transition movements in the court is not going to be the same.
Yeah.
We're going to be lost in transition.
Because like she said, team sport.
It is.
Really
And whatever it is, if one of your teammates made a mistake or couldn't, whatever, we don't look at that as like, oh man, like, whatever. Come on, God. No, we're gonna help you. Like, God, you got this.
Now we don't stay so
Yes, we're gonna push you, and we're gonna, build your confidence, or we're gonna help you. So even just a little small rotation will help that.
Right.
And for guys to even know that, or I'm just saying, it's like it's a team effort. It's not because you suck or you do bad. We're all working on this together as a team. It's not an individual sport.
Right.
And when you start playing it as an individual sport, that's where you're not gonna succeed. Yeah, because it's not an individual sport.
I agree. You know, especially when you're in the heat of the moment, right, inside the game,
Mhm.
and you start just messing up, maybe you're not passing consistently anymore. It's your team realizes that and helps move things around. Move you around. If you gotta get pushed to the baseline, you get pushed to the baseline.
Right.
But you don't see it as I suck at passing, you're
Right.
moving me away. It's like I see that you're struggling here and I got you.
Yeah.
Right.
And we all have that bad moment for that, which is okay.
Right.
We're not all perfect. I get it.
But also in my eyes, is like to communicate the things that you are struggling with. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not passing it right now, guys. Can you please help
Right.
in to cover me? And that's not a bad thing at
No,
all.
no.
You know what I mean? Don't wait till the 10th time
Right.
that you should in
Yes.
order to be like, dang, I should have had my team help me. Because like she's beating me. Because you keep it's not bad to keep thinking that I'm gonna get this next one, right? Because I'm gonna let you go for about 3-5 times because I believe that you can do it. Once I see that you are so in your head that you can't even realize it, I'm gonna be like, hey, just drop it a little bit. Let me help you out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what being a team is about. It's not saying you suck. You're not good enough. You can't be here. You're getting benched. It's that right now, mentally, you're battling with some things right now, and we're trying to help you out with them and see it that way, and be open-minded into those things too, right?
Yeah.
So it is really hard.
Yeah.
You know,
It
especially
is.
18, like, oh, think about this. I'm like, don't tell me what to do.
I'm sure she got a good mad when she was playing with us.
A lot of like, don't do that. I gotta-
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, dang, you're so loud. Okay.
It was all with good intentions.
And it took me a long time to realize that too. Even like when he did play.
Now she's like, she was scared me.
But no, like back then, I was in that position before, you know, I was like, oh my God, like, why am I getting subbed out? Or like, why, you know, why would you push me this way? But now I get it. I'm like, yeah, you got it. You got it.
Y'all need to go.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Well, that's what we really want to
Yeah.
right? It's I always tell my girls too, right? It's like we have to be able to compliment each other.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I know you're a amazing hitter, but sometimes you might mess up defensively, and I'm gonna be there for you. You know what I mean? That's what it really comes down to. It's not like be the best at this and you're be there for that. And then what happens when you break down? Because at the end of the day, it is a mental game. You break mentally, you can break the whole team.
That's true.
So, you know, me as captain, like I always try to understand how each of my girls react. And then they have a different way of me kind of feeding into them in order to get back track. Right? And so it's like, I'm kind of like you guys now where I'm like, I'm kind of giving up. Where it's like, I don't need the spotlight. I wanted it when I was 18, but I don't need it anymore. And it's like, I want you guys to shine, and I just want to be the one to lift you up when you start breaking yourself. You know what I mean?
So is that like a 2024 Predators comeback?
Ooh, it's all out. I don't even know what I'm gonna eat tomorrow. Man, one day at a time. So I'm saying it.
Yeah.
But no, but that's what I had to realize. You know what I mean? Because I used to just jump around the team trying to figure out where I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna try to start something now.
Yeah.
You know, and that's okay too. You know what I mean? Or if you come across veterans, like you're lucky. You know, I didn't, and so I'm just man. I just have to kind of go around. I don't know nobody. My family don't play. Let me just try to, you know, find my place. And I would encourage you guys to do that too. It's kind of scary, but you put yourself out there and you meet a lot of people. So, you know, that's kind of what I agree with you guys are saying.
And it's gonna take time to build a team. It's not gonna be 2 tournaments and 3 tournaments. You guys, it's a lot.
Maybe.
It might be right, it might be, but it's a lot of work. And it's continuous work. It doesn't stop after a year, 3 tournaments, or 2 years. Trust me. Every year, every tournament, every day is, you know.
Well, thank you guys so much for sharing that. Just sharing everything about the league, and also share your individual stories with all specifically. I had no idea after you're telling me about the league and your own stories. You know what I mean? Which was so we live in the same city. Granted, I'm not from here. Okay, you guys have to win up, but I had no idea, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't know that either. You know what I mean? There could be some young girls that are just like, I don't know her name, but she be at league. You know what I'm saying? Right? So, and I could say, hey, I've been here for a year now, still don't know my names. So, you guys are lucky I know your names. Who you guys are?
You always didn't know my name. So
Kidding. It's hard. So,
Yeah.
No, thank you so much for sharing that. And again, just being my first guest here. I told y'all I didn't know how this was gonna turn out. I don't know. I'm gonna watch. But you know what? At the end of the day, I wanted to highlight you guys. Plus, okay, I wanted to highlight you guys as being someone who's a part of this league, but then also seeing you guys at tournaments and competing against you guys too. You know what I mean? I've never had this conversation with them. I never didn't know who they were before this night at all. I'm just kidding. I was invited over. No, but yeah, it was really good to actually have these conversations in person too, to hear where you guys came from, how you guys started, and kind of picking your brain about all of it. So appreciate you guys so much for that. And leave my guinea pigs here.
thank you for having us as your first guest.
Yeah.
It was an honor.
I'm looking forward to the rest of your season.
I know.
Right.
They said they got ideas. So, you know, yeah, if you have ideas, if it's anyone that, you know, would really, that you guys think would be a really good fit for here, whether it be someone in the newer generation, upcoming generation, or a veteran, I'd love to be able to speak with them too and have these open conversations. I know we didn't really, again, this first time, didn't really dig as deep as we'd like to, but I think we definitely had to surface on some things, you know what I mean? And some things kind of came to light. And this is exactly what I want. I want to be able to take what we talk about here and bring them into other conversations. You know what I mean? Because I think we'll realize that a lot of these conversations are quite the same. And a lot of things that we deal with are very similar. Yes. So, you know, I just want people to realize that they're not alone. We're dealing with all this too. We try to still figure it out as we go as well. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. I really appreciate it. Well, thank you guys. Catch us on the next one. I'm not too sure when that's gonna happen, but I hope you guys at least enjoy this first episode here. And I hope you guys will join us for next one. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much, ladies.